And I want to say this to people: if anyone's listening to this far, or it doesn't matter where you are in life right now. If you from now, this moment on, like from this moment, just apply certain principles, your life will get better. You like it's just science, and it has to just keep getting better. Like just be careful with your mental diet. Only listen to what you want to manifest. Just only listen to good things, positive things. Garbage in, garbage out. Be around people that have what you want. Set goals. Live in excitement that one day you could potentially achieve those goals. I think that's the crazy thing. I think someone asked me a question the other day, and they said, what was the biggest thing you had to really overcome? And I said, not believing in myself, and then not knowing if I was ever going to believe in myself. So like, like not like, can I make money? Like there's no evidence around me. No one in my family, no one around me has money right now. So like, can I make money? And then like, am I ever going to be able to believe in myself that much? But again, it all comes down to, I believe, the law of association.
Oh.
If you go to Spain or any country that speaks a foreign language and you stop listening to English TV, you stop reading English material, and you only tune into whatever country that is and only hang around people who speak that language, over time, scientifically, like you will start to pick up that language. And that's the exact same when it comes to investing and being on the right side of money and prosperity versus poverty. You cannot get poverty on a prosperity frequency. Poverty only exists because it exists in our mind.
What up, brother?
Yo, how are we?
Good. How are you?
What's up, man?
Fantastic, man. Fantastic. Are we live? Are we like running this thing already?
Yeah, we're recording already. We were on a couple minutes early.
Amazing, man. It's good to be here, bro.
Yeah, good to have you. Great. How are you, Jake? Jake, and by the way, Jake, Ken, Jake.
How's it going, man?
It's good to meet you, brother. How are you?
Doing great, man.
Can you hear me and see me okay?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Can you hear us and see us all right?
Yep.
Excellent, man. Well, yeah, great to have you. It's been a long time. I've really enjoyed, watching your story, your journey unfold, since we met back in 2018. I mean, the world it's transformed so much since we met. I'm just so grateful to have met you and again, to watch your journey and to, be a warrior for the light, for the truth, and be out there just changing people's lives, man.
I know, bro. Man, I remember you were the guy. I remember you having a like a really funky tie and some like nice socks. And I heard stories about you making money and yeah, bro. It was that was an amazing time in my life. When you first get into growth, it's very emotional. But yeah, bro, just kept going, and I'm super excited to be here, and it's great to connect. I'm looking forward to reconnecting with you, having a conversation, and hopefully the people tuning in can just take a couple of things and improve their life, for sure. That's the goal.
Yeah. So for to kind of bring people up to speed. So yeah, Jake and I met back in 2018 at a Bob Proctor event.
Oh,
yeah, the Matrix.
Yeah,
and just great connection. Great energy. And so, yeah, I mean, for our audience, at least, Jake, why don't you take some time and just tell us your story, what led you to that Bob Proctor event?
Yeah, so I'm based in the UK, as you can probably tell from my accent. I'm actually right out in the sticks right now, which is potentially why my connection keeps breaking up, because when like one or more people are on the Wi-Fi, it goes a bit crazy. But I got no grades in school, man. I was told, in order to become successful, you have to be smart, get a good paying job. Well, I wasn't smart, so I was also kind of like wrote myself off from the get go. When I say I wasn't smart, I didn't get the grades. I just had fun in school. And I became a firefighter, physical job, but then I got a job in a factory because that's what my dad did. My dad gave me a call and was like, Jake, there's some jobs going at the factory. Why not show up and you work here? You know, you get a pension. It's 40,000 a year, which is above the average salary here in the UK. And I said, let's do it. And ended up just coasting through life. You know, no goals, no direction, just doing what, you know. I often say your frequency is what you frequently see. So my frequency was basically just plodding along. You know, just being just you know, in the matrix, I suppose. And then I hit a point of just depression, bro. I'll be honest. I hit depression because I was comparing myself to others. I saw rock stars like you online, just crushing it. And I was like, just not, right? I just got to a point of depression. I was taking steroids. I was smoking. I was drinking. Everything negative about a person, that was me. And but I knew I was a good person deep down, which is why I was depressed. That's when I found The Secret. You know, I found Asking It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks, Bob Proctor's material. Everyone was telling me to go on antidepressants and all this stuff. And I just had a sort of knowing inside me that I could definitely, you know, pull myself out of these demons that I had. And I just applied information, you know, the scientific things that human beings can do to raise their vibration. And if they just do them on a continuous basis, you know, you are going to keep raising up that frequency ladder. And if you can get yourself from A to B, why not go from B to C? So my initial goal was to just be happy and grateful. And that's what happened to me. Then I started to think about freedom, which is why I attracted Al Nightingale, The Stranger's Secret. Bob Proctor's material talks about, you know, M1, M2, M3, different ways of making money. Wasn't around any winners. Remortgaged my home. That I'm not going to get into that story, how it is, but I don't know how I managed to attract the money for the Matrix, by the way, bro. That was crazy, how that happened. I went into the Matrix, obviously met people like you know, other, you know, very, very highly successful people with high net worth and a lot of experience. And I just decided just to learn, man. You know, just to learn from these guys, rub shoulders with the right people, have other people make decisions for me, which is a big one. You know, like right now, I pay someone to make decisions for me in the area of health and fitness.
Wow.
I have a mentor that I pay to make decisions for me in the area of finance, because I lean not on my own understanding. My way is not working. Why would I want to keep getting my results? I want to keep increasing my results to the people that have better results. And the way that I do that is by leaning on their level of consciousness and doing things before it makes sense, which is what you call walk by faith, not sight. Sight is when you understand something. Faith is darkness. So I live in faith, and it's served me well. I now moved down by the seaside, have the car of my dreams that I used to always, you know, I used to actually build in the factory. I have a wife, I have a son, multiple streams of income. We're impacting hundreds and thousands of people's lives all over the world. And I am just getting started because, as you know, the more you know you don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
Wow. Yeah. Incredible intro, bro.
Yeah, I've got shivers over here, man.
Yeah.
That's great.
What age would you say were you when you kind of hit rock bottom, like you said, the depression, the kind of purposelessness? What age was that?
About 26 it was. I was around 26. You know, I think I had to fail for long enough, you know, until it really, you know, some people they have to wait until like an absolute emergency to make a decision. And that was me, you know, desperation.
Right.
Knowing what I know now, you don't have to wait till desperation. You know, I'd rather you use inspiration, but how we're wired is, you know, unfortunately, people have to struggle for, you know, it took me till 26 for me to be, you know, that point where I'm like, right, okay, something's got to shift. So I was 26.
So let me ask you something, because you said something in your story about, you know, growing up, going to school and getting that program, that paradigm that I cannot be successful unless blank.
Yeah.
So it's conditional, whereas success is not conditional. You just have to ask for it, and then you have to work on the receiving of it. And so what would you say? Because the next thing you said was, you know, raising vibration and, you know, finding things to do every day to raise that vibration. What would you say are like the three main things that you're doing to raise your vibration every day?
I mean, exercise is one of them. You know, exercise is one of them. For sure. I always, you know, I'm exercising every day, eating the right foods. I read personal development. I listen to personal development. I go for walks out in nature. I write out my gratitude. You know, I write out things that I'm grateful for. I write out my financial goals and my life goals in the morning. I write them out every single morning in present tense. I just create that picture, you know, every day. I set the intention. I set the frequency. You know, like that's where I live. And when you write your goal out every morning in present tense, in more and more detail, and as you grow through life, you know, life's like just a big menu, a big buffet, right? I like this, I don't like this, or you think you want that one day, the next minute you find out you don't, whatever it is. But you know, you're just flexible with it, and you're just grateful, and you're just moving through life. That actually becomes reality.
Totally.
To the point, I'm not talking like physically right now. I'm talking initially.
Yeah.
Like genuinely, I psych myself out. Like I actually live in my goal card. Like I live in my vision. I live in my gratitude. So anything else like here, like right now, is like I'm not emotionally attached to it. I'm not attached to it. I'm connected. I'm very grateful. I'm very present, but I'm not attached to it because I know that the only thing that doesn't change is change.
Right.
We live in we live in an ocean of motion. I'm like, we're constantly moving and grooving. Everything is either growing or sliding. And if I just keep focusing on where I'm going, which, you know, the word manifest is clear or obvious to the eye or mind. I just shared on a call that I never read a book, Gary, on how to become depressed and how to be broke and how to...
that.
I never read a book on it. I learned it from my environment. Our five senses are smarter than us, right? I'm like, I caught it from my environment. Does that make sense?
The idea. Yeah, you caught the idea.
Well, and one question that I have is, because I feel like our stories are a lot alike, but it's not just rock bottom one time, right? It's a couple rock bottoms, right? And then you just keep, and every time it's like something gets stripped away from you that you're like, God, why does this keep happening to me? And then you go right back directly into that that same NPC, you know, non-player character, where you just go back right into it. It ends up working out, right? And then all of a sudden, boom, you hit rock bottom again. You're like, dude, what the hell is this?
Lessons are repeated until learned.
100%.
And so I really concentrate a lot on where were all those rock bottoms. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I've been spending a lot of time like trying to figure out, like I've even remembered back to what was it? 5th grade. This girl broke up with me. I lost the football game, you know, like that was a rock bottom, right? And that was something. And then next day I went right back into the NPC, non-player character. And so I've really been thinking deep on all those things and just realizing that those really weren't rock bottoms, you know? But again, to you at the time, it feels like a rock bottom, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And I think like we do that. We tend to learn the lesson after, you know, it's like, it's later on in life we realize why we went through, you know, why we went through certain things, why we're attracted to certain things, why, you know, like my reasons for being wealthy and becoming wealthier and wealthier is because I've learned that as I was growing up, you know, we had my family and then my best friend's family. Right. Or my dad's best friend, should we say. And they always had just a little bit more money than us. So they were getting better Christmas presents. Mm-hmm. They had the better car. They traveled better. They had the better hotel room. Just that little thing. But it was constant reminder in my face that we're inferior to these people. I think that over time as well is a reason why I'm like, no, I want to make sure that, like, you know, we're good. We're really good. And we can have what we want. We don't have to make, you know, we don't have to lower our standards. We raise our income to meet our standards.
Right. Well, or the income will rise as the standard rises.
Right.
Because again, like when I hear your story, I'm breaking it down to the bare minimum programs. I'm not good enough. I'm not valuable. I'm not worthy. I'm not deserving. So to your guys' point, you know, the way I see it, we're just playing this game, and the purpose of the game is to self-actualize, to self-realize. I am God. I am the creator of my reality. I have the power to create anything I want to be, do, or have. And the only thing that's standing in our way from creating that or embodying that and being that highest self that's lying within us is to overcome and to reprogram those basic programs.
Yeah.
I am good enough. I am made in the image of God. I am pure love. I am totally worthy and deserving of anything I want. like you were saying, a great one. Like, I know I'm a good person.
Right.
So, but like you're saying in your story, like where you grew up, your environment, and how I would look at it even is karma.
Mm-hmm.
Like you were born in the exact environment that you needed to be born in so that you could go through your journey and have the experiences that you've had so that you can learn these lessons, overcome these challenges to realize I am good enough. I am valuable. I can go out and do all of these things.
Yeah. I'm very grateful for it all. You know, it doesn't make sense why you're going through it. But I just said to my group, I said, rejection is protection. And whenever life is rejecting you in some way, like, adversity, whatever it is, it's just that's just God and the universe just protecting you from what you don't know yet.
Right.
It's protecting your vision. Right now, that person isn't right for you because of X, Y, Z. You don't even know just yet, but you just have to trust that everything's happening for a reason. You can't connect the dots looking forward, only backwards. Just keep moving forward. Keep doing what you can control, which is your actions, your thoughts, who you associate with, the things that your mental diet, your physical diet. We can control these things. We just have to keep controlling those things and doing what we can. And when the runway is clear, we do as much as we can, because you never know when that runway is not going to be clear. And you want to make sure that when things are running smooth, that's when you put the foot down. You have to understand timing and seasons and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, especially now, I've got a baby. I got different responsibilities. I'm realizing that, wow, like, before this came along, I had a lot more time and I think I took a lot of time for granted and all that. But again, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Wow. So that leads to the second part is, what happened to you after the Matrix. But another thing, again, like you guys are really very much in harmony because, Jake just had a baby. How old is he now?
4 months now.
4 months. Oh, wow. Ken's about to have a baby anytime.
September 15th is the due date.
Amazing, but I'm excited. Is it first one?
Yeah.
First one?
Yeah.
Oh man, bro, you're in for it. Honestly, it's something which, especially when you're into this information and you're, it's crazy, man. Like it's so cool to see how the body, like because people talk about, when you have a child, you get tired. It's not the physical. It's the more thinking you have to do. It's all those new decisions that we have to do.
Right.
You've got another life to think about. You're still, as a man especially, we're out here making it happen physically. We're out here making it happen financially. We're out here making it happen for the family. So you feel that weight. But I tell you, the reticular activating system, the RAS, it just gives you that energy, man. It gives you that energy. It gives you the ideas. Everything in my life has increased. I'm talking like almost 10x since my baby in the last 4 months. Everything in my life, I'm talking about. I haven't touched a drop of alcohol, my body, my income, because we know this information. So we know that their subconscious mind is seeing everything that we are being, not that we're saying. What we're doing every single day is rubbing off on them.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for you, man.
Since we have like the same, thanks so much for that. But since we kind of grew up in the same, it sounds pretty close to the same lifestyle. My dad wanted me to join the military. He was in the military. Have you noticed that your family started to heal since you started changing at all?
100%.
Wow.
It was difficult in the beginning.
Yeah.
And it still is sometimes today. And I think because it was so difficult in the beginning, I sort of kept a lot from them because I didn't want to I sort of like pretended I was okay. I found a new path. This path's full of sunshine and rainbows. We both know that success is not full of sunshine and rainbows. In fact, it's very scary, and there's a lot of downs, and there's a lot of lessons every day that we have to learn because now we're outside our comfort zone. So it's actually not sunshines and rainbows. It really isn't. There's a reason why only a few people change the generational curse. There's a reason for it. Trust me. The biggest fear of success, not fear of failure. I was already failing, so I was going through in the beginning, and I'm basically creating a new paradigm of keeping everything from them. And it wasn't until literally about 2 weeks ago I spoke to my dad, and I just had to just let him know, man, that, do you know what? Success is tough.
Fuck.
And I think I got emotional and I cried and all that. I'm like, cool. And my dad was obviously concerned that his son was crying, but he was also very happy that I eventually actually just let him in the journey, man.
Yeah.
And now I can tell the people that I'm mentoring, look, let them know that you're happy. Let them know that, you're the reasons why you're on this path, but also keep them in the loop, man. Keep them in the loop. Like, communicate with them.
Yeah.
Just don't try and change them like I do. I used to sit my mum down in front of Bob Proctor videos and say, watch Bob Proctor, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd like watch my mum's reaction and be like, she's not changing. Like,
Right.
like, he's doing like,
They're not in a state of reception. We're forcing it on them. So everybody wakes up at a different time, and unfortunately, a lot of people are not waking up. They are still, they're not. They're not keeping up at the rate of evolution, because things are evolving, speeding up, data, information speeding up. That means that our evolution as beings, spiritual beings, is also speeding up. And so those people who aren't waking up, if anything, their ailments, their dis-ease, and their challenges are compounding. They're getting more energized.
Yeah. I often share as well that family is the reason why we start the journey, and family oftentimes is the reason why we quit. I saw in time and time over that people start this journey because they want to bless their family, but because their mom, their dad, their nan, their friends, and all their family and stuff like that are, you're being scammed, you're being brainwashed, you're being, you've gone, what you were born again Christian, all this. I've had it all, mate. Like, I've had it all, right? And then and it's confusing for us because we're like, hang on a minute. The reason why I'm doing this is because I saw you struggle and I want to help you and relieve you. But now so now my motivation's all messed up. What am I doing? But you just have to, and that's why you have to really have a bigger purpose than just your family. You have to have a bigger purpose than just your circle and your even your country. You need a bigger purpose than that. But this morning, brother, I got a book out. It's coming out soon. My sister texted me saying that she read the book, and I'm like, that made my day, man.
Hell yeah.
That made my day.
I would say, though, naturally they start, and Gary talks about this all the time too, but I mean, gosh, since I started on this journey, my mom's lost 70 pounds, so she's not evolving as quick as I want her to, and I'm not evolving as quick as I want to, right? But, she's doing it at her own pace, and I think it's the same thing with my sister. She's, gosh, killing it. Everybody around me's killing it. But I do see what you're saying as far as like the family can't hold you back, because definitely, I mean, even when I went to go sell door to door, my mom, don't go do it. That's the worst thing you could do. It's a scam. They're trying to get you out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come work at utility trailer with me at this factory. Same thing as you.
My mom literally, like, as I was like leaving my house to go to the Matrix, to go to the airport, to go to the Matrix.
Yeah.
She was in my back garden, like literally grabbing me, trying to not let me go. I'm like,
no way.
Yeah, for real.
So let's look at this from a different perspective. Like that's a part of you. Because remember, everyone in our lives are reflections of our consciousness. Like, this is a hologram. And so your mom, that like you said, that lineage of beliefs, of paradigms that have, in all of our ancestors are just passed down. So literally, it's telling you, do not go for fear of changing the whole. Dang, man, that's crazy.
And yet that's the thing. And I tell people, the crazy thing is this: I was agreeing with everything my mum was saying.
You were still believing it. But what was pulling you? If you're still, it's like a conflict.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're going to the Matrix, you're attracting this information, it's resonating with you, because if you're like me, like when I got this information, Think and Grow Rich was the first book I'd ever read in my entire life, first grown-up book. Because like yourself, like I stopped going to high school when I was 16 years old. I dropped out. And so, I was a mechanic. I thought that was my whole entire life until I came home one day and Think and Grow Rich was sitting on my kitchen table. And I was like, damn, that sounds really good. I think all the time, and if I could get rich, I'm down with that. So I read the book, and the ideas in that book were like none that I'd ever heard in my entire life, but they resonated with my soul. And so I was like, oh, okay, this makes way more sense than Jesus and all these other stories that I've been told my entire life. This makes way more sense. And so, you know, my story, again, just a little bit different than your guys's, but, you know, Jake, you're getting this information, like you're reading, if you were like me, this information's like so captivating. It makes so much sense. But then, like you're saying, like, man, that old program, that old paradigm, your familial paradigm, it was literally, no, don't change us.
Yeah, but it's again because, you know, when you get into this information, like someone asked me a question. We had a big VIP mastermind about 4 or 5 weeks ago, and they said, "When did you know you were going to be successful?" I said, "The second I picked up Think and Grow Rich." The second I picked it up. Why? Yeah. Because it's, hang on a minute, like it just gave me this is, you never see a grown adult crawling because they're aware of how to walk. So I was never going to go back. Yeah. It was like an awareness thing. I was like, hang on a minute, like Napoleon Hill's talking about me. He's talking about my mind, right? So if I just follow these instructions, are you telling me it says in Master Key to Riches, mathematical certainty?
Oh yeah.
I'm like, what?
So beyond your mom trying to hold you back in the garden, I'm sure that there was probably other things along the way that tried to stop you and bring you back too, as well. Yeah, because I know I had them on my end too. You know, same thing. Mom tried to hold me back. The first car I bought was a Honda Civic, and it died on my way to Texas, so I had to go buy a new car. Just all sorts of things, you know. So, what was the 3 biggest events that tried to bring you back to your old lifestyle?
Oh man, I mean, you know, it was just constant. You know, it was constant. Everything. I think everything you just tested. You tested all day, every day. Even today, like my paradigm is every day. My paradigm's like, you're not good enough. Stay in bed. Snooze the alarm. Don't do that podcast. You know, like it's constant. My paradigm is constantly moving. You know, that's why. Yeah, you just got to keep going, man. You got to keep going, and I believe that you just have to get to a point where it's just, you know, you kind of like committed spiritual suicide. You know, you're like, it's like round 2 for me. I don't care anymore,
right?
Kind of thing. I went a little bit numb to like what was actually going on. I would rather die than not live, you know, the truth, this new truth, like literally like do whatever you want to me kind of thing. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, I am all in.
Yeah.
But I mean, there was loads, but I've been through. I mean, yeah, it's been crazy. It's been crazy.
Jake, what's your birthday?
April the 18th, 1991.
91. So again, let's go back to the Matrix. So after the Matrix, you go home, you get on the flight. Like, what's your story like after that? Because your whole life has changed.
Oh yeah. So obviously, we're going to the Matrix. What happened is I met people like you. I met people that were earning 6 figures on a monthly basis, 7 figures on a monthly basis. You know, multi-millionaires, and I couldn't even afford to stay in the hotel where the event was at. So I'm in an Airbnb, getting Ubers back and forth every day, and I'm just in this room, you know, thinking, what, you know, how am I here? First of all, how is this happening? What is going on? Sandy Gallagher did this gratitude exercise, and I'm crying. I think I'm crying on your shoulder for like 45 minutes. I'm like, it's such an emotional impact for me. I get back and I realize that we'd all been told a lie. You know, $2,500 a month, working 40 hours a week is not a good way to live. I've now saw, you know, more. I've saw more, and there's a law of exposure, and you know, it's that saying, well, once you stretch a man's, you know, mind, it will never go back to its original dimensions. That's why I say, go and put yourself into prosperous environments. Go and sit in the Rolls Royce. Go and look around the homes continuously. Hang around people that can have things that you can't have, because that's going to get to you. That's going to shift something in your belief system. It's going to raise your standards. It's natural, because we're always seeking more. That God in you is wanting more. And when you're around more, and your subconscious mind knows that it can have, like I say, the last 3 letters in I spells yes. Okay, so the last 3 letters in I spells yes. So when you see something, it's an automatic yes. I can have that, right? What you tune into, you turn into. So when I got back to the UK, I was like, it is what it is now. I've saw what I've saw. Let's do this. There's no quitting. I know what's possible now. So I'm all in. I could fully give my ear and my heart to my mentor. Let's do this.
I mean, that's one note I took that, man, it's already blown my mind, is hire someone to make decisions for you. And also that person's going to hold you accountable, which is such a big, you know, in our course, we have a whole entire lesson around that, is accountability. Because we will lie to ourselves. We will sell ourselves out of doing what we, like you said, hit the snooze, you miss that workout, don't eat that meal, have that beer, whatever it is. But yeah, when you have that, someone who's a real true accountability partner to the fact that you're paying them to do so is incredible. So let me ask you this.
And one more thing as well on that note, when you pay attention. There's no way in the world I was going to remortgage my home and invest all this money that I did not have, and then not make it work. I mean, 20,000. I never saw £20,000 in my whole life. I literally told the banks I was going to do the kitchen up, and I just put it all on a seminar. There's no way in the world I can't make this work now. I've paid attention. So everything that Bob sold, I bought it.
Damn, dude, that is conviction.
I wanted to put myself into that hole. I wanted to like there's no going. How can I make sure?
Right.
How can I make sure? Like, I don't want nothing for free because if free is worth exactly that. I don't want nothing for free. I want to value it. I want my consciousness to be in receptive mode, right? I want to be ready to receive. Well, I need to exchange some energy then.
Yeah, that's incredible. So when you got back to the UK from the Matrix, you didn't have a business? You were still working at a factory?
I was working at a factory still, and I had 0 people, because I'm in network marketing, right? And I had 0 people in my organization. No one believed the word I was saying. I was in my overdraft, you know, credit cards. I had 0 money. I was actually sleeping on a yoga mat at this point. I'd sold my bed. I'd sold everything in my house. Everything was gone. I was sleeping on a yoga mat. It was me. And there was one day, Gary, this is actually the true story, I had to share a tin of tuna with my cats. That's actually a true story.
Wow.
So like, I was in a situation, but guess what? I was studying Bob Proctor's material. I was listening to You Were Born Rich. I was doing my morning gratitudes. I was living in my imagination. I was fired up about what I was learning and who I was becoming. And I've just kept on that journey. It's crazy how things happen.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like, you know, when you tell that story, there's a dark night of the soul, you know, and the sun always, it comes up. Mm-hmm. It has to become darkest before the dawn. And so, yeah, just, again, you put yourself in the cave to say, hey, I'm not going to come out of this cave until I've changed, till I've overcome these, it sounds like from your story, you know, these paradigms that have been passed through my lineage to get to me. Like, it stops here.
Right.
So, again, just to clarify, you got back to the UK, you're working in the factory, you did not have a business, so you did not have a how. How am I going to get myself out of this hole? And then how am I going to get rich? You had no plan, had no how, excuse me.
Had no plan. And I used to smoke quite a lot of cannabis. And, you know, because I had, at that point, I didn't really have any friends at all, in fact, that I could talk about this information. So I used to smoke and then watch like Bob Proctor and watch.
Totally.
Right. And just be like, this is so crazy. And I come up with this idea to like make like a dessert business. And I used to put like law of attraction stickers inside the boxes. And that's how my entrepreneurial journey really started. I created a clothing brand called Proctor Clothing because I didn't have the self-image to call it my name. Now I've actually got my own clothing brand called The Official BPM, stands for Bulletproof Mindset. But that's how I started the journey. And then I attracted my mentor's message. Well, not my mentor's message. Someone messaged me on Instagram, and he told me that he was working with Bob Proctor's wife, Linda.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't care what it is, just put me in, you know. And then I was in that environment, and you know, I met my mentor, and things just started to go from there. Then I just made a decision. I'm all in. You know, let's do this. And I started to learn, you know, how to sell and how to communicate and how to open people's minds. And bring people on, document my journey on social media, go live on Facebook, go live on, just bring people on. And, more and more people started to follow me, and I just got better at building connections and finding out what they wanted and showing them a way to get it. And then, yeah, I got good at that. And once I got good at that, I started to attract more mentorship because I was getting competent. And Linda was like, you need to put some more attention into Jake, because Jake's actually doing the work, and he's passionate, and he's got a drive. And that was it. I just kept failing forward, attracting more mentorship, and then my consciousness was expanding, everything was expanding. Now I'm like one of the top income earners in the company that I'm a part of. And things are rocking and rolling now, because I'm still in learn mode, student mode, still making mistakes every day, still messing up. But yeah, that's what I did, when I got back in the UK.
Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah. Are you still in that same business? Are you still working with Linda? Is she still in it?
No, I'm not actually. No, in 2021 we attracted a very wealthy individual with an amazing track record, and we partnered up with them in business. And yeah, things have really skyrocketed since then. We just it's timing's everything in business, and we wanted to make sure that more people were winning, that the product and service that we had was more attractive and more current to the current situation. And because a lot of people, especially in network marketing, I'm not sure how familiar you are with it, but a lot of people have a paradigm around selling and building a business, and not everyone's got a vision of impacting lives, man. They just want to get more, they just want to make more money. So when you have a platform that teaches people genuinely just how to make money, and they haven't got to go out there and speak to people, it's a game changer. And I quit my job selling protein, so this product is easy to sell. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
you either want it or you don't. You either want to make money from your phone or you don't. Who cares, right?
Yeah, watch this. Check this out. If it resonates with you, let me know. I'm not here to push anyone in. I'm not here to push a cart. So tell us about the business. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah. So our obviously it's network marketing. I partner with an individual called Holton Bugs, who broke all the records within network marketing. He's like the Michael Jordan of the industry. And I was studying him for years and years and years, and before 2021 anyway, because that's what I do. When I join something, I'm like, I want to be the best at it, so I'm going to study the best of the best, right? Turns out he mentors a lot of the top income earners in the industry as well. He started his own company back in 2019. And then in 2021, my mentor flew out to meet him. We looked at the compensation plan. We looked at everything, the products and services. We asked, will more of our people win here? The answer was yes, let's do this. We took the leap. It was scary. It was a lot of adversity. It was crazy. And then things really started to, rock and roll. The product is basically a financial educational system, like an academy. It teaches people how to invest in crypto, NFTs, Forex trading, commodities. There's loads of like different live and recorded Zooms. There's the main product, I believe genuinely in anything really is the network within it. It's the community.
Totally.
I often show people it's not what you do, it's who you do it with.
Yeah.
That's the value that we bring to our community. Because we study the laws, we understand what we do for others, God does for us. We just pour our heart and soul into our people. And we teach them how to be better people. I'm talking happiness, health. It's not just about money. It's about like, are you eating the right foods? Are you working out every day? Are you being a good husband, a good wife, a good mom, a good dad? Are you actually becoming the best you? That's what makes us different, I believe. And obviously we teach what we learned from Bob, and how much it costs to work with Bob Proctor. So the value that people get compared to the price they pay to enter is just ridiculous.
Dang, that's a lot.
And I love it, man. Yeah, I love it. And obviously different things have came from my success in that, including streams of income. I've got a thing called the Self Mastery Club, where it's literally just about self mastery. It's when you create that superhuman version of you, and then you act in alignment with that person, like habits, everything, that's when you attract the right ideas. That's when things start to be, it's like the window wipers like this. It's when you're acting out of alignment with that person that things are
chaotic. Yeah. Tough,
Things,
chaotic.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So when you master you, the how gets easy.
Totally. Yeah. Just
Because
work on
God tells you what to. Your reticular activating. When you talk to the sub talks to the conscious.
yeah. I mean,
I am, and then like my mentor never taught me the skills.
right.
My
You just gave me the path.
My subconscious mind told my conscious mind what to say at the right time, because I write in my gratitudes every day. I'm so happy and grateful now that I say the right words and actions at the right time. I got the right words and actions at the right time. It just happens.
Yeah. What's the name of the company?
So the company we're partnered with is called iBoomerang.
iBoomerang.
iBoomerang, yes. So it's all based on the law, as you sow, so you reap. iBoomerang, what you put out comes back.
Yeah, totally. And so tell us more about your book.
Yeah, so this is something which at the moment it's just for the self mastery members. It's basically it's just a handbook on success, basically. Talking about exactly what I just talked about: non-negotiables, goal settings. It's important to be very specific on your goals, creating that superhuman version of you. Karmic debt. I talk about that a lot in it. Like, I believe that we actually build up karmic debt whenever we do something that's not in alignment with who we are. We react. We get emotionally involved with things that the superhuman version of us wouldn't get involved in. We miss that workout. We eat that cookie. I believe we accumulate karmic debts, and we pay for it with guilt. We pay for it with regret. We pay for it with time, because we spend time thinking of these things rather than what we should be thinking about, which is progress.
Right.
And also we pay for it by making silly mistakes in other areas of our life. You having that cookie on Wednesday could force you to put the wrong trade on Friday, and you don't know why you put that wrong trade on Friday. You saw something, you thought it was an opportunity, you got it wrong, and in the back of your mind you're thinking, maybe was it because I messed up on my diet on Wednesday and told no one about it. That's what we do.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what we do.
Wow, that really hit home. Yeah, because everything, if you have a structure, and around that structure, like you first mentioned, doing those things to raise your vibration, self-love, self-esteem, self-confidence, self-worth come as a result of doing those things that are in alignment with the higher self, where, like you're saying, karmic debt, every time you, like you said, eat the cookie when you said you weren't going to, or doing things that your highest self wouldn't do, is that, it's going to affect every decision that you make. And like a ripple spreads out, like that cookie you ate affects you on Friday.
But if you've penciled it in, if you've scheduled that in, that's fine. It's not the actual eating of the cookie. Trust me, tomorrow night I'm gonna have a big cookie. Okay. But I've penciled it in.
Right.
Like, it's only rest when we've earned it. You go and sit on the sofa with your feet up. You're not going to be nowhere near satisfied if I sit on the sofa with my feet up.
Yeah.
Why? Because I've got up this morning at 4 a.m. and worked my behind off all day, right? I'm gonna do the same thing as you tonight, but I'm going to feel 10 times better because I've earned it and you haven't.
Right. Yeah.
And you're now going to be taking from your self-image. I'm going to be adding to my self-image.
And then again, you feel the sense of accomplishment when you eat the cookie rather than the guilt or shame.
Yeah, it's like, I deserve this, man. Congratulations. It's like,
yes. Damn, that really completely switches. When someone eats the cookie and they feel the guilt, it's because they know they're acting out of harmony with their higher self. But man, damn, when you set it up as a reward, do whatever you want on a Saturday when you've scheduled it in. Hey, after I do these things and I've earned it, then I can have the cookie, the pizza, the beer, the whatever you want.
Yep.
Man, that is powerful, bro.
You have to earn it, man. You have to earn it because it's important. It just really is important because, again, you're not gonna. That's what gives me eye contact. So I can look anyone in the eye, like dead in the eye. I never be able to do that before. Now I can look dead in the eye and be like, "There's no losing with me. You follow me, you're gonna win. You follow me, you're gonna win. Why? Because I win.
Right.
I'm winning. So that if you're around me, you're gonna be winning. You're gonna catch some sort of winningness because I'm over here winning.
Yes. Yeah. What you do with it or not, like when you receive that inspiration to make the trade, to make the investment, to do whatever it is, you know, what causes you to move forward or to get off in fear?
Mm-hmm.
And so, man,
Steam, yeah.
you know, Abraham Hicks talks about this, is that, you know, they talk about you could get skinny, you could be in perfect shape eating just ice cream.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy, man. It's because if your self-image is, you know, like, it's this fat thoughts and skinny thoughts. It's not the opportunity that makes the person. It's the person that makes the opportunity. Like, there's people in my environment that are making no money. There's other people in my environment that are making a shit ton of money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's
You brought it up earlier, The Secret, right? It says right there in the book, think about all those people that say, I can eat whatever I want to and I stay skinny, and they're always skinny. And then people say, oh, I hardly eat anything and I can't lose any weight. They can't lose any weight. You know, it's because that's what they're putting out into the universe.
That's how powerful we are as creators.
Yeah.
we always end up proving ourselves right. So
Yes.
we'll always you'll find ways to self-sabotage, like the car will break down, or you press the wrong button here, or you say the wrong thing to this person over here. But we're never gonna outgrow our level of personal development, that internal self-image that we have.
Right.
Like, I believe I attracted this podcast for a reason.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah. Not only that, but let's even go deeper, is that it had already happened the day that we met.
Mm-hmm.
It had already happened. We just had to go through and catch up with this experience that we're having.
And when you messaged me, it was like, of course, man, let's do it. Like, there's no resistance. It just felt like the next right step. Like, I was like, yeah, let's go, man. It just felt normal.
Love it, man.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this too. You know, this is something, again, that you're going to experience, and I know that I did too when I had my son, is that, you know, going back to Abraham Hicks and the emotional guidance scale, you know, when you had your son, even, you know, I don't know if your wife's around, but, you know, even compared to getting married and the love you have for your wife, would you say that the love for your son, it's like, where the hell did this come from?
It's crazy, man. Like, you just, you know, it's when it's like 2 a.m. in the morning and you just like, oh my God. But the second you pick him up, it's like, you know, I need to wake up I need to wake up for this part. I can't be tired. I can't be. It's just like, you love him. You know, you love him so much. It's, again, I think though, I see these parents sometimes and they're just like shouting, and they're all in their own heads. They're thinking about self, and they're just, because they haven't sorted themselves out. They have not mastered self, and they're over here trying to raise. It's you know, it's people that they haven't mastered themselves, and they're over here giving advice.
They haven't mastered love. You know,
Yeah.
we can't give that which we didn't receive, or that we do not know how to cultivate. So, man, think about this, is if you hadn't discovered this information and gone on this journey, you might not even know how to love the way that you do now. You might have just, you know, gone through the same cycles that your lineage went through. Because again, going back, I see what you're saying, and man, I really have thought about this a lot, is that we cannot give that which we do not understand or even have. And so, man, praise the Lord that you found this information, that you've worked on yourself. You've built that self-love to realize it wasn't, my parents, just like Bob said, they did the very best with what they had. They could only love to their level of awareness of how to love, or to get into, or to change the radio station to get into that frequency of love. Like, so again, like my story is, I'm a very emotional person, very loving person, but because I didn't have a real guide, especially in adolescence, how to deal with these emotions, I bottled them up, and then I became angry at the world.
Mm-hmm.
And so I found this same thing, hit rock bottom. I bought a gun. I was in my bedroom. I had the gun in my mouth. I was ready to do it. And then shortly thereafter, I discovered all this stuff too. And so, and on that journey is, you know, my big thing, I'd love to know your intake on this, is what really changed my life was eating mushrooms. Like, that's what changed everything. Even before Think and Grow Rich, like, I ate a bunch of mushrooms. I had some incredibly the most profound experiences in my entire life. And then shortly thereafter, that book magically appears in my life. And so going back to, and this is for you, is, I always saw my empathy, my sympathy, my love, my caring. I always saw that as a weakness because I didn't have someone to help me. And so, man, but when Noah was born, the love that I feel for him, it melted all of that away. And I realize now, and I've proved it to myself countless times, is my love, my empathy, my sympathy, my emotional character, that is my greatest freaking asset.
Yeah. And I want to say this as well, because I think it's important. Because I've never, again, I wasn't around a successful relationship. Okay, my parents broke up when I was about 12, 13. So divorce, it was crazy. And then, long story short, they got with different people that, it is what it is, right? Anyway, so I didn't really had that example. So I've got, so on the outside, I got a beautiful wife. We're very much in love. But every now and then, those thoughts bottle up that try and self-sabotage my relationship with my wife. I'll go to like say something in an argument that I don't really need to say, or and I have to continuously every day write down exactly the man I am, the person I'm becoming. And yes, okay, I love my son, and I think on an emotional level, on a deep level, the love is greater than any other love. But for that reason, I have to be more conscious now to show more love to my wife, to show my son how to love.
Yes, that's good.
So I use that love from my son.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Into my wife.
Yes.
Because,
beautifully put.
Yeah, like, and as I was saying, as you were talking, I was thinking that's why I have to, when I walk in the morning, I kiss my wife first.
Yeah.
But I want to kiss my son first.
Yeah. That was, because your son is, he's
bro.
That's the deepest shit ever.
Yeah. Like if I wasn't thinking, I'd be going straight to the son. But I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I gotta show him what the importance of you with a secure mom and dad. This is how you love a woman.
Yeah, and also, Tony Robbins talks a lot about this, that if you guys haven't done so yet, is really, asking each other, what makes you feel the most loved? What makes you feel the most respected? So I'm consciously aware of it, because, both men and women oftentimes want the other person to be a mind reader. But when we can have these real intentional conversations where I love you and I want to know what the models are, the activities, the actions I can take to make you feel most loved.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I love how you put that, because your son is just, he's emanating love, just beaming love out. And so if you can capture that and you can channel that through yourself and to your wife, while also at the same time filling yourself up with that love, staying more tuned into that frequency of love, that's killer.
That's deep, bro. It's deep. It's amazing. We've got 2 cats and a dog, and that they never go, go to harm him, or they just, because there's no judgment from him. There's no judgment from him. He's just a blank canvas. He's just pure energy, and they read that back, and it's just fun. I love it. I love it.
It's interesting too, though. Once, like, because even with me, because I've been in quite a few relationships in the past, but with Kaylin, now it's different, just because I can feel more, you know what I mean? So when I'm around her, I can tell. It's almost like, oh, I need to be fucking soft kin right now, or, oh, I like need to, she's trying to lash out. I need to, be more masculine now. You know what I mean? You just read that energy when you're in the room with them. And before, I was very unaware of any of that.
I think as well, we make a decision. Like when I met my wife, I made a decision. Look, I'm gonna make, like, obviously I got to know her a little bit, of course, but
Right.
when we decided to like come together, it was like, this is it.
Oh,
So now it's like a business.
right.
It's like a business. We're gonna make it work. We are gonna make it work. It is what it is. Like, it's done. It's a decision.
But
And that's
also,
and I think that's why a lot of people don't, because it's risky.
but we were just talking about this morning. Let me ask you this, when you were, dating your wife and getting to know her, you were asking her questions to get to know her character. And so, hey, are our goals in alignment? Are our values in alignment? Do we want those same things? Over like the physical, the emotional, the sexual connection, it's really, hey, I want to know who you are. Like you're saying, a business partnership.
Yeah, literally. Like, I actually met her at a Rich Dad Poor Dad seminar, so I knew that she was into, like, growth and making money. And I found out her story. She lost her best friend, and then she just had a lot of courage. She had a lot of courage, and I could see in her eyes, and I just knew that. For some reason, I was at an event, because I actually recruited her into my network marketing business, and then I walked her to the car one night, and said goodbye. Got back in the room, and they were like, "Are you gonna walk me to the car?" And I was like, "Oh." I didn't realize that. I was like, automatically, it just sort of happened. It was like weird. It was like God like put us together, because I just automatically just fell into place, and there was no trying there or anything like that. And she looked after my weaknesses, and I look after her weaknesses. We're very much opposites, complete opposites. Oh yeah, like I'm like, I'm like front of the curtain. She's behind the curtain. I earn the money. She takes care of the money. That type of thing. So yeah.
You guys have very clear roles that you each understand, clear expectations of each other's roles. Love it.
Yeah, and it makes the decision making a lot easier, because if something comes in our life that needs attention, it's like, who's best sorted for that?
Right.
You, right? So, and yes, that's it, and it just works. It really does work.
Incredible. What, moving forward, what's the next 12 to 60 months look like for you? How many people are in your business?
There's close to 1,000 now.
Nice.
Close to 1,000 now. Inside the actual organization. Yeah, I want to help over 10,000 people get to 10,000 a month.
Nice.
And I want to help 1,000 people become millionaires. And when I say, it's not the monetary value, it's the freedom. The one thing my mentors gave me is security. Like, I'll never need a boss again, because I can actually get myself to work. I can actually feed myself. I can sell. And I think that's the best feeling. That's the best thing you can give to another person. It's that ability to, like, choose your life. You can go out there and make it happen. You don't need someone else to feed you. And I never forget that feeling, and the feeling that Bob Proctor had on me, that impact that Bob had on me. I want to have that on others, and I still to this day study Bob Proctor.
Of course.
I do have a goal to become a billionaire.
Excellent. In what time? By when?
I said 2030. And
listen, don't. Okay,
yeah.
What do you got?
Yeah.
Okay,
No.
2030.
Yeah, 2030. Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were gonna go say that you were gonna change it.
Yeah. When I first got into Think and Grow Rich, it was, I didn't know about goal setting. A type, B type, C type goals, how things manifest. The person I had to become. I'm very like really not realistic, but you get what I'm saying. I'm not like delusional.
Sure.
You have some people that are like, I want to be a billionaire by 2 years from now, and they're like broke. It's like, it's possible, but it's not probable, right? You need to become that person. But I'm also in a position where I'm not in a rush, man. I'll be honest. I'm one of those guys where I like to let things happen. I'm not forcing anything. I very much enjoy life. I like traveling. I like nice food. you know, especially now my son's born again, like put me a whole new perspective. You know, what I'm chasing the wrong thing. So I do have a goal to be a billionaire, and I'm giving myself 7 years to do that. It is what it is. I'm not attached. I'm connective. I'm not attached. It is what it is. I'm going to keep growing and becoming the best version of me and impacting. But the real goal, BPM, is, you know, billions people, BPM, bulletproof mindset, but also billion people's minds. That's really what it is. I want to touch 1 billion people's minds. Someone told me that if you want to become a billionaire, you have to find a way to impact 1 billion people.
Right.
I want to impact 1 billion people's minds. If I unblur my camera right now, you'll be able to see my background here. It says, see 1 billion people's minds.
Love it. Love that.
That's really who I'm becoming, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, incredible.
I think you can go rich there. Look.
Yeah. Love it. Yeah, mine's right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's incredible. Incredible stuff.
How about you, man? What's you know, we need to catch up about what you guys have got going on, man. I want to know what you guys got going on. If there's any way we can collaborate, that'd be amazing.
For sure, yeah. So, I mean, very similar paths. I mean, we've got a galactic crypto or galactic network, very similar. You know, really just teaching people how to set up crypto portfolios, how to navigate that space. Like you were saying, buying NFTs, staking. Geez, it's such a fast-moving place that, like you're saying, we have a Discord, we have a community. So, you know, just like he talks about in Think and Grow Rich, is plugging the batteries together. That if we're all spending an hour a day doing research and then lending that research back to the community, lending support back to the community to help one another on this journey, then we're all going to win.
Yeah, right.
You know, even when we met, you know, it's funny that you talk about, you know, what happened after your son was born. Same thing. Like, I really found crypto after my son was born. For that same thing, like leveling up. And so, I mean, that's been my whole, since 2016, when I really learned about how crypto works. Like, that's been my total focus, is just waking people up to, hey, we can change the world by simply changing the game that we're playing. Like, just stop participating, stop, you know, using the government's money, things like that. And so I saw that this was going to be that solution, and just really dedicated my life to it. And then, you know, same thing when I discovered Bob in 2013.
Wow.
And I became a Bob Proctor coach.
Okay.
Thinking into results. So I started teaching thinking into results in 2013. And then what happened, there was like, I talked to Sandy, I think, about this actually, is after I signed up, I never got any coaching from them at all. Never. I got these 2 books in the mail. I was supposed to have coaching calls every week. I could never get a hold of anyone because they were transitioning from this old company, Life something, I don't recall, into Procter Gallagher. So there was a lot of stuff going on. So I got lost in the cracks. And what happened, bro, I started running Facebook ads to bring people into thinking into results. And I got contacted by Doug Dane. He's like, who are you? And I'm like, oh, my name is Gary Yogan. I'm a certified coach. I went through this course. I did everything. He's like, listen, I don't know who the hell you are, man, but this is a copyright infringement. And I'm like, hey, man, I got the receipt. Like, I paid for all this. And he's like, oh, man, weird. So we looked into it, took forever. And in the process, I thought, and I think I got it from, Born Rich, when Bob says, and I say this in my welcome video, like, this is not my information. This is everyone's information. I've just taken it and organized it in such a manner, like an instruction manual. Mm-hmm. And so when I remembered that, and I was going through all this stuff with, you know, Procter Gallagher, I thought, I'm just going to create my own course then. And, you know, one book that completely changed my life was, you know, The Science of Getting Rich, you know, and so.
Oh, yeah.
I just created that course. I've been teaching that since 2014. And yeah, I mean,
we even call every Saturday.
Yeah. There's over 1,000 people worldwide in that. So Same thing, but you know, when I'm hearing your story and yours, Ken, and myself, it makes me think of mine is on this journey, there are many ebbs and flows. There are times when we're kicking ass and we're really resonating in harmony with that higher self and for longer periods of time. And then things just happen sometimes to bring you down into a darker time when you're making, less, I don't know how to put it, different old decisions that cause you to go back to or to resonate with that old self until, like you were saying, both of you, is, hey, sometimes you got to get a wake-up call to say, hey, just so you know, you've been unconsciously making these old decisions, that are in harmony with that old person. So you wake up and say, oh, I know how to create a schedule and go to the gym and drink water. Oh, yeah, I know how to drink more water and stop drinking beer. And I know how to do these things. Oh, I just fell into this unconscious thing.
Yeah.
And what happens, the law of rhythm is, a wave scale, sometimes you might be kicking ass for a long time and then come down, and then you're not kicking so much ass for a long time, then you go back up. The key to the game is really, again, going back to that mentor, paying someone to make decisions, is
accountability, man, and just around other people that just are just relentless, just like absolutely killing it. And that's the key, man. Like my mentor, he's just a beast, and I also, if my mentor is slacking in an area, I will fill the area. Like if my mentor will drop back on disciplines on something, I will then step into that and become the example that he needs. But yeah, definitely having like-minded people, the mastermind principle for sure, man. But yeah, I think we can definitely talk. I think it'd be good to have a conversation and see what we can do to potentially collaborate in some way. I think the more people like us that come together, the better for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, because of what we're doing and spreading this information at the end of the day is, we're just assisting people to wake up, because we're all waking up at different times. And so, if I can learn from your mistakes and, you can learn from mine, then man, we can help each other grow and prosper and create a better tomorrow for our kids and for our posterity.
I think really this is just the first step into, because I know that there's probably hundreds of thousands of groups like this out there. And I think we need to, and maybe this is the start of it, is link all these groups together.
Yeah, like what does each person's group offer, that we can, talk to our communities. I mean, who knows? But yeah, I mean,
just be like the center of it, and we're all just making money together, changing lives together for sure, man. That's the dream, bro, for sure.
Yeah.
No competition, only completion, man. Like abundance mentality.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you right now, brother, since meeting you in, 2018 and watching your story and watching you transform, I have no doubt in my mind, especially knowing, you're in crypto, you're in these advanced technologies, you're doing the underlying reprogramming. Bro, I'm telling you, you're going to be a billionaire before 2030. Because again, compound growth. So man, it's only a matter of time before.
Once and I want to say this to people, if anyone's listening to this far, or they're catching the ending of it right now, it doesn't matter where you are in life right now. If you, from now, this moment on, like from this moment, just apply certain principles, your life will get better. It's just science, and it has to just keep getting better. Just be careful with your mental diet. Only listen to what you want to manifest. Just only listen to good things, positive things. Garbage in, garbage out. Be around people that have what you want. Set goals. Live in excitement that, one day you could potentially achieve those goals. I think that's the crazy thing. I think, someone asked me a question the other day, and they said, what was the biggest thing you had to really overcome? And I said, not believing in myself, and then not knowing if I was ever going to believe in myself. So not can I make money? There's no evidence around me. No one in my family, no one around me has money right now. So can I make money? And then am I ever going to be able to believe in myself that much? But again, it all comes down to, I believe, the law of association.
Oh.
If you go to Spain or any country that speaks a foreign language and you stop listening to English TV, you stop reading English material, and you only tune into whatever country that is and only hang around people who speak that language, over time, scientifically, like, you will start to pick up that language. And that's the exact same when it comes to investing and being on the right side of money and prosperity versus poverty. You cannot get poverty on a prosperity frequency. Poverty only exists because it exists in our mind. So we have to just constantly just be around that. And it's just I'm going to be in Orlando next week. Again, rubbing shoulders with people that have what I want, just in that energy, just taking it all in, right? Not trying to grab everything and hoping that I don't miss anything, just letting my heart soak it up.
Love it, because it's a mirror. And so if you're getting, eventually they will reflect onto you.
Yeah.
Powerful stuff, bro. Well, gosh, again, thank you so much for the time. It's so good to reconnect with you. How can people find you?
The best place really is on Instagram.
And you right now.
Yeah, it's at I am Jake Parton. There are people that have, like, as you know, there's people around there that do like fake accounts. So there's no underscores, there's no full stops. It's just at I am Jake Parton. And yeah, reach out, drop me a DM. My inbox is always open. Like I said, like, I do get back to 100% of my messages. But yeah, like, guys, like, I want to thank you, bro. Both of you. It's been good to meet you, and obviously catch up. And yeah, definitely, let's definitely stay in touch and have that conversation about what we can do. And thank you so much, Matt. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you, Jake.
Yeah, cheers, man.
Incredible.
And quick question: did you ever play rugby? Because I played rugby for a long time, so I'm just wondering.
Football was mine. Football again. My dad played football. I caught that programming. And football, I love football. Yeah. I do. Yeah, but I've always been like into weight training and stuff like that. Anyway, but how tall are you?
6'6".
6'6". Wow. Okay, I'm 6'2". I'm 6'2". So amazing, bro. Yeah.
Second row.
All right, brother, man. Well, cheers. We'll talk soon for sure, man. Have a blessed weekend.
Yep.
You too. God bless. Speak soon.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Bye-bye.
Peace.